HarperCollins presents Moscow Underground by Catherine Merridale. Read by Eddie Toll. 1. There wasn't time for second thoughts. I had to kill that man. But why on earth was I involved? I blame my father for this one. I blame him for a lot. He always gets the sympathy in those biographies they write. The grieving genius, the monk, a beacon of principle in the Stalinist darkness. There weren't too many of his type, but someone had to pay the price, and that was usually me. Oh, there were other pressures, I suppose. I mustn't be unreasonable. That too was his monopoly. My name is Belkin, Anton Markovich. Born 1897, Soviet citizen, unmarried. Education, 2 years higher in a legal college just before the revolution. Profession, criminal investigator, now retired. Officially, I give my social origin as working class. My father was a painter, after all. An artist, I mean. His name was Mark Solomonovich Belkin, but the world knows him as Belka, the squirrel. The man who painted worlds on fire. Some people still collect his stuff. They must like geometric shapes and plenty of bright red. But it was still on his account that we'd ended up in the artist colony in Polyadska, the one the government had made, about an hour from town by train. Very pleasant if you like birch trees. Just far enough from Moscow for some silence and clean air. Our house was number 9, Tropinin Street. I can still see it in my mind. The white fence and the currant bushes, the little vegetable patch. That was Irina Feoktistovna's. She came with the house, I'm afraid. A bit like the toad round the back of the privy. At one time there were chickens scratching in the yard, and I think I remember a goat. Our own contribution was a very large, grey cat that father had named for his hero, Diego Maria Rivera. This cat had been a demon mouser in his younger days, and since I had to get up early, it was usually one of my bare feet that stepped into the evidence. At least most spring mornings were light. All the same, I'd ventured downstairs before dawn on this particular Thursday. I'd got a big new case at work, the Mystishi factory thefts, and I wanted to set a few things going before the May Day holiday. I picked my way with special care. The thaw was well advanced by then, and life was stirring in our yard. There was a mouse this morning too. I heard a kind of crackle, then a dark streak shot across the tablecloth, almost knocking into my ashtray, before it vanished behind our basket of bread crusts. The cat, however, did not move. "You're getting old, Comrade Rivera," I whispered, reaching out to pat his head. And as I did, I glanced up at the calendar, the one with slogans from the current second 5-year plan. It was the month of the old Easter, so the message was predictable. Priests are the agents of our enemy. Last month's had been about cement. I remember that. And I remember what I said to Diego Maria as he shifted position in his sleep, mouth sagging open to expose a cruel canine tooth. How far we've all come, Comrade Cat. But we must work to earn our keep. No living off the past. Like him, I wasn't eager to be doing my own job. Even then, in 1934, before the real whirlwind struck, all the arrests and then the war, I longed to have a quiet life. He who does not work, neither shall he eat. Got that? The animal slept on, ignoring me. It was Irina Feoktistovna who fed him, sometimes even sacrificing a few precious scraps of meat. Glancing at the clock, I crushed out my cigarette and gulped the last of my black tea. Another day of numb routine. That was my master plan. I grabbed my satchel and set off for our suburban station, glad that I'd thought to keep a spare pair of boots at the Procuracy. The mud I'd pick up on the way would weigh me down like dough. It sucked and slid around my feet the moment I...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?